Our top focus on Beyond at this hour, Bangladesh is voting in its first election since the 2024 uprising that led to the collapse of Sheikh Hasina's government after nearly a decade and a half in power and ushered in an interim administration. With the Awami League barred from contesting, there are two major political forces vying for victory in these elections. First is the BNP, led by former Prime Minister Khaleda Zia's son Tariq Rahman. Second is coalition of Islamist parties led by Jamaat-e-Islami. Opinions poll vary widely, though most give BNP the clear lead, with some suggesting a knife-edge race. Now, over 127 million voters are casting ballots to elect 300 lawmakers directly, with a further 50 women chosen from the party list. A total of 2,034 candidates are contesting the election. Voting is being conducted across 43,000 polling centres, housing approximately 260,000 polling booths. Bangladesh's interim chief advisor, Mohammad Yunus, cast his ballot at the Gulshan Model School and College polling station in Dhaka. He said the polls marked the end of the nightmare and a fresh start for the nation. Earlier, BNP's Tariq Rahman and Jamaat's Shafiqur Rahman also cast their votes. While Tariq Rahman urged all to vote to prevent conspiracies, Shafiqur Rahman called the polls a turning point.
It is a turning point, and we are waiting for that point, inshallah. People demand change, they desire change, we also desire the change, inshallah.
And to get us more details, Beyond's Assistant Editor for Foreign Affairs, Siddhant Sibbal, is joining us live from Dhaka. Siddhant, what is the latest you're picking? And in the latest, we've heard the Chief Advisor, Mohammad Yunus, call today, the election day, as the birthday of a new Bangladesh. How is that sentiment resonating with voters in the conversations that you've had with them today?
Well, it's almost midday here in Dhaka, and voting is continuing with full force. Many are still in line. Many have already cast their votes. And essentially, this vote is seen as key in the country's political journey. Now, all the political bigwigs, whether it's Tariq Rahman, Shafiqur Rahman, or whether it is Mohammad Yunus, have already cast their vote. And in fact, I'm just standing near the polling booth where Tariq Rahman, BNP chief, cast his vote. Now, he is tipped to be the Prime Minister, but you can never say never when it comes to elections. It also looks like neck on neck with Jamaat making its moves, and of course with absence of Awami League has been barred from the elections. This means that the votes of Awami League is going to be divided, and clearly it looks like that the big benefit goes to the BNP. But before I let you go, I'll show you the visuals on the ground. Now, this is the general visuals on the ground, and the people you are witnessing or seeing who are coming right now, they've just cast their vote, and they're just coming from that place after casting their vote. And this is the situation on the ground. You can, of course, see the banners also of the leaders, remnants of the campaigning that took place. The campaigning, of course, was quite active. All the sides making sure that they make sure that they reach out to every person possible. Now, one thing has stood out, which is significant indeed, is the absence of violence. There has been largely an absence of violence in last 15 days. Today, there were reports of scuffle in Mirpur, but largely no major incident of violence in the country. And for that, the authorities, of course, will be happy, given the fact that this is something that they want to prevent in every way possible.
Right, and Siddhant, I'm also curious to know that now that the parties have failed to meet even this modest requirement of fielding, women candidates, and this is despite the leading role that they've played in the 2024 uprising, and also the, of course, lack of Khaleda Zia and Sheikh Hasina from the ballot. How has that affected, the election process, especially for women who are come out to vote?
Well, perhaps the jury will be out after 4:30 p.m. But yes, the Begum versus Begum battle has moved to Rahman versus Rahman. Tariq Rahman, who is the BNP chief, to Shafiqur Rahman, who is the Jamaat leader. Now, there are, of course, several questions, whether it's the women leadership, whether it is the future of minorities, whether it is the big focus on the shape of the political structure, because here in Bangladesh we're also witnessing a referendum today as well, and that of course is seen key in terms of giving a political shape, especially to a bicameral parliament, that's the two houses of the parliament, and also limiting the term of the Prime Minister, which is seen significant in terms of overreach of power.
Absolutely, Siddhant. Of course, we'll keep tracking, and of course, a clearer picture would emerge as the hours go by. But thank you so much for getting us those ground updates. That was our Assistant Editor for Foreign Affairs, Siddhant Sibbal, joining us live from Dhaka.